Hi everyone, it's Melody here. I have another scrapbook layout here for you. This one took me about 34 minutes to complete, and I'm using this beautiful paper. I've been kind of hoarding it for a little bit. It is, I believe, from American Crafts, and it's just got this really pretty sunshine at the bottom. I'm really a big fan of yellow and white colors together. I just love how bright and cheerful they are. So I've been holding this paper waiting to use it, so I'm going to use it. I believe, well, this will take you back. I actually don't think I purchased this from a two peas in a bucket purchase. It's the very first one I ever did from them. So that's how old this paper is. I've had it for years now. And I think it was new when I bought it. So it's actually probably not that old. It's just I've had it for a while. I'm taking some of this Studio Calico paint. It's their Color Theory paint. This is just the yellow, and I'm using a paintbrush to just put some little dots all over the paper, and I'm doing them in sets of 3. I very easily could have just squeezed some paint out onto a piece of paper and used it, but it was just easier and I wasted less by sticking the paintbrush directly into the paint tube. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing with the blue one here, and I'm just going to put it all over the page. I'm not 100% sure where I want my photos here. I think I want them in the top left, kind of coming at a diagonal down to the bottom right, but I haven't completely decided that. So I'm going to just cover the entire background with these dots just to add the color. So the main colors of this layer are going to be blue, yellow, and this reddish pinkish color that's at the bottom right already printed onto the paper. So I'm just doing these in sets of 3s. I typically like to add enamel dots and other small embellishments like sequins in sets of 3. So I did the exact same thing with the paint here. And then I tried to add a little bit of splattering, and it's not really going to look the best. So I'm just going to roll with it. See, it just kind of blobbed down there on the bottom. So I gave up on that idea, and I'm just going to wipe off the excess here, and I'm going to end up covering that with the photo, so you're not going to see that. But I tried it and it didn't work, so it would need to be watered down, I believe, in order for it to work exactly how I wanted it to. So now I'm just checking to see if the paint is dry, and it's going to take a moment here, so I'm probably going to let it dry for a moment, and then also I'm going to go ahead and mat my pictures here, and so I'm kind of working off the page while it dries. And I have this 4x6 and this 3x4 card. I'm just trying to check out the spacing here because I didn't really want to cover up the sun at the bottom. And I did want to add a mat to the photo because it just gets a bit lost. This is a picture of Calen on his first day of preschool, very first day of preschool. So I'm going to mat it on this ombre yellow paper from Recollections. It's a very thin piece of paper, but I love the color and it really complemented this layout really well. So I'm just going to add that, and then I'm also going to back it on the darker part of that same paper, and so it's going to actually look like it's using 2 different papers, but it's not. It's just the darker part of that same piece of paper. So I'm just making a double mat here. As you can see, that's the darker part of the ombre. Just doing a very thin mat on both pieces. And then that's going to set the photo off enough for me to be satisfied with. I just wanted it to be separate from the cards, the 3x4 and the 4x6 cards, and I wanted it to make a bit of a statement, obviously stand out, since that's the focal photo of my layout here. I played around with the idea of doing another mat on the back, but I'm just going to stick with this. So I'm adding a tad bit of adhesive here, so it'll go right there. And I'm going to trim down this card. It has a large white border, but it was about 1/4 of an inch or so, and I'm going to cut it down to about 1/8 of an inch. Just so it fits a little bit better with the spacing. And since it was the first day of school, I wanted to document what he enjoyed doing. So I actually already picked which things I was going to mark off that he enjoyed doing. I'm just adding this label, and it says preschool favorites. And I have this badge. I got it from a Studio Calico kit probably over a year ago, and I've held on to it. I didn't really know how to use it. I actually have like 3 badges, I believe, from it, and I didn't know how to use it, so I've been hanging on to it, but I think I'm going to add it to this layout, and it says enjoy the simple things, and it has a heart, and then it says enjoy the simple things right below that again. I'm going to add a few of these My Mind's Eye border strips. I'm going to cut a few of them apart that you'll see in a moment. There's already a little blue banner coming off that sun, and I'm going to cover up the other one just because I don't like the sentiment. It says fun in the sun, so I'm going to add the little tail end of it there, coming out from behind the badge, and then I'm going to add the little heart part of it under the ABC card. Just trimming off that little bit that's hanging off. And as you can see, there's Calen. He's got to check out everything that's going on. He's got a faded tattoo on his arm, but you can see it. He likes to come in and see his hand on camera because he can see. I film with my iPad, and so he can see what's being filmed as it's filming. So he likes to come in and put his arm in and wave to you guys and just see what's going on. What I'm doing right now is I just took my heat gun and dried that paint. It was almost dry, but I didn't want to run the risk of smearing anything, so I went ahead and finished the drying process. So that's where that's going to lay. It seemed a bit crooked, so I'm just going to straighten it out here. So it kind of creates a natural diagonal down through the page. And this is where I'm going to add that little heart tab right below that take note, and then the little banner end right below that. I believe that finished up that set of My Mind's Eye labels. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and I believe I have to go back later and fix it because those are actually repositionable glue dots, and I didn't realize that at the time, so it's not really going to stick very well. I am using these little flower sequins. These are actually from a Studio Calico kit as well, and I'm going to sprinkle them around the page as well as use it to mark off the little things. So as I was doing this, like I had mentioned before, I already had picked out the things that I was going to mark as his favorite things to do, but I went ahead and asked him as I was doing it just to see, and he picked the exact same things I had marked, so I was pretty spot on with that. I ended up marking paint, play outside, sing, go on nature walks, and laugh as his favorite things to do. And he's in his second year of preschool now, so it's pretty much the same things that he loved to do last year. So that's why I went ahead and just marked those. I'm a little bit behind in my scrapbooking, but I'm really not that far behind, and I'm catching up pretty quickly. I have about 5 more videos filmed at this point, so you'll be seeing those over the next couple days and weeks. Probably in the next 2 weeks I'll have all of them uploaded for you guys. If you like them, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe so I know what you're looking for and what you like, and I'll have more things posted for you over the next couple weeks. I'm just going to add a few more finishing touches here. I'm going to add these yellow enamel dots that I made with my perler beads. These are homemade ones and I love them. I'm actually probably going to be buying a lot more from directly from the company that makes the perler beads. I believe it's just Perler. I don't know. I don't know what the company's name is, but if you search perler beads, you can get to the company where it sells the little packs of 1,000 beads of each color, and I think they have something like 40 different colors, and all the colors in different shades. So I plan on buying a couple more and making my own enamel dots, just because it's so much more cost efficient than it is buying the pre-made enamel dots. Even though they are pretty, I love to use them, and if I'm going to use a quarter of a pack on each layout, I don't want to spend that much money on them, so I like making my own, and then I cut them up so they're different sizes as well. I'm just using the Stamp It Up. It's not glossy accents, but it's the crystal effects, I think is what it's called. I'm using that to glue these on. It's older, and so it's kind of cloudy now. It's not really clear, so it's just a great adhesive to use. I'm just going to continue using it as an adhesive. I'm using a few more things from my old Studio Calico kits. I really pulled out a lot of things from the old kits to use. These letters, that badge, those red flower sequence, and then the other letters that I'm about to pull out are all from old Studio Calico kits. I haven't done a lot of scrapbook supply purchasing in the last couple months, probably since before Christmas, so I'm really going through my stash and pulling out old things and making sure that I'm using what I have, and it's actually pretty gratifying knowing that I have enough stuff to sustain scrapbooking, but then also that I'm using it. I'm not just wasting money on it, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm just writing favorite things, so it's going to say new favorite things, since obviously at the time preschool is a new thing for him. It's the first time he's ever gone to school, so in this photo anyways. So I wanted to just document the new favorite things that he's dealing with and that he enjoys. And this, I believe, is the last thing that I add to the layout. I'll have some still photos, of course, for you at the end. I'm playing around with these little arrows to see if I want to add them. They're in that gray color that go with that alphabet, the acetate alphabet. It's a clear acetate with kind of light blue or teal scribbles on it, I guess is what you can call it. So, okay, so I'm going to play with just a few more things to see if there's something I want to add. And I even went as far as cutting this frame apart to see if it's something I want to add, but it's not going to make it on the layout in the end. I probably could have made it work, but I'm not going to play with that. I'm going to add another little yellow perler bead here. Oh, I do add, okay, I forgot about this. I do go back and add a few little stars to the layout and some stickers. The layout went so quickly. Okay, so here's honestly what happened. The layout went so quickly, about 20 minutes into it, I'm sitting here going, okay, well, that was too easy. What else should I add? So that's what I end up doing is I'm just trying to figure out, okay, well, surely I can add something else. So I go through these Echo Park sticker sheets. I believe they're Echo Park. I'm adding a few, yeah, they're Echo Park. I'm adding a few of the little blue stars. And I'm still looking and I'm just trying to figure out. And then there we go. There's the end of the layout. And here's just some close-up shots for you. Again, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and stay tuned for more videos to come. Thanks.